And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!
How about them Cowboys? Click like Power Boys. Make you say Wow Boys from the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Big game, first name James. He interview, he called the games. Silver blue, you know the name. From the Emmitt Smith to the Michael Irv. We beating skins, shooting birds. I see a Bengal snatch it out his fur. Favorite team on the planet Earth. From Monday night to Sunday church. DJ putting in the work. I'm tuning in, no need to search. Through thick and thin and good and worse. Them Cowboys, click like Power Boys. Make you say Wow Boys from the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the goddamn, they did it again. How about them Cowboys? Click like Power Boys. Make you say Wow Boys from the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that silver and blue done did it again. Them Cowboys, click like Power Boys. Make you say Wow Boys from the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the goddamn, they did it again. How about them Cowboys? Click like Power Boys. Make you say Wow Boys from the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that silver and blue done did it again.
What up, everybody? Can you hear me? First of all, let me know you can hear me. Can you hear me? You can? All right, Billy the Kid be in here in a second. Can you hear that little music in the background? What up, everybody? Wait for my guy, Billy the Kid. I sent him the link. I'm waiting on him coming right now. How's everybody doing? Get on in here. Get on in here. Been a long time, man. It ain't really been a long time, but been since Saturday, but it's feel like a long time since I've talked to you guys. I don't want to just flood it and go live every day and just talk about some mumbo jumbo and we ain't nobody ever. Let's talk about some real stuff. But waiting on my guy, Billy the Kid. We're going to talk some Mavericks right quick because that's my squad. Woo, we two of these Clippers that came back on us, and then we're going to jump in some Cowboys, some interesting news. Jalen Smith, LVE, Keon O'Neal, all in the headlines right now because we're talking some linebackers and Dak's back. The vets reported Dak is looking good. I still saw a little limp, but maybe that was me. But I wish you wear an ankle brace, but that's just me. But we're going to talk a little bit about, wait till he get up in here. What's up, everybody? The Ninja, what's up with you, dog? Nice game, James. Yes, sir. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf and be nice in this world. Dwayne Wright was good with you. Derek Clegg was good with you, bruh. Craig English, what up, Craig? What up, Craig? How you doing? But how's everybody doing? You know what I'm saying? How's everybody doing? Tell me how y'all doing, before we jump in here. How's everybody doing? How's y'all's week going? How was your Memorial Day? Shout out to all the veterans out there. A lot of my family was military. My sister, my father, my mother, my uncles, my cousins. I got my son. He was in the Army. So a lot of people was in my family in the military. I chose not to go in the military because I always said that you only go into the military, in my opinion, if you are 100% all the way about it. If you're not about it, going into the military, don't do it. That's why I didn't do it. But yeah, so Just seeing how y'all are doing. Camp is right around the corner. I just saw a news report. I think that's my guy right there. Just reported. I need to see your face though. Where your face at? Where your face at? There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Get yourself all the way together. I don't want no bumps, no clips, no nothing. What's up with you, dog?
Oh, I'm good, man. I was trying to figure out what was going on there, but I'm here.
Hey. It's good to see you, man. We took a week off. Had to take care of some business last week, but we are back in the building. My guy, RadioGuyRay, a.k.a. Billy the Kid. How you doing, big dog?
Man, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Ready to be here. Got off work not too long ago, man. It's time to talk Cowboys, man. What's going on?
Yeah, man. I just got off work too. Sped here to the crib, got everything set up, and let's jump right into it. But before we gonna talk about Cowboys, though, let's talk about these Mavericks, because the last time we talked, we had just started the playoffs. We were feeling real good, Billy. Man, we came in there 2-0. We was smacking them fools left and right up in the building. We was feeling good. We was feeling great. But I said, you know what? I was about to post on my Twitter, yeah, feel good for a sweep, but I said nope, because don't do that, because that'll jinx you. Mm-hmm. They came back right with a reckless abandon, blew us out the last game. Now it's tied 2-2. I just mentioned on Twitter, this is some things I want to say before you go ahead and speak on this, Billy. First of all, you went and got JJ Redick. He ain't even played in these playoffs. That's killing me right there. You went and got him for the reason of the playoffs. That's why you wanted a sharpshooter. He ain't even played. Then I found something other disheartening right here. And I had talked about this all year with the Mavericks, is the lack of the inside presence is going to kill us. So here are the numbers in the playoffs. Willie Cauley-Stein, who's been an absolute bust, who I said, come on, we need some height, do something soft. I don't mean to call you that, but Willie Cauley-Stein averaging 2 points, 2 rebounds. 7'1", averaging 2 points and 2 rebounds in 4 games in this playoffs. Boban, who if he wasn't so daggone built wrong, he could play more, but Carlisle won't play him because he built wrong. But guess what? In the one game he played, 12.6 rebounds.
It's crazy.
Dwight Powell, 1.8 points, 1 rebound. Maxey, and he got hurt, and he's got 8 points, 4 rebounds, and he's been our guy. And then let's go to KP, and I ain't hating on KP. I like KP. But in the regular season, 20 points, 8 rebounds. In the playoffs, 15 points, 4 rebounds. Talk to me, Billy.
Well, bro, there's so many different ways I could go with this. Here's the bottom line is this, man. It's very simple to understand. They're not, the big men for Dallas, at least, are not playing at a level that will allow us to win. Listen, no matter how you splice it, man, when you have guys who are 7 feet tall, you expect them to grab boards. You expect them to rebound or grab boards, rebound. You expect them to get easy buckets inside, especially playing with somebody like Luka Doncic, who's going to draw double teams and be able to create. Man, I don't know what it is with Cauley-Stein. I don't really expect much from him. I don't know about everybody else. I don't expect much from Cauley-Stein. If I get 8 points from him and 5 or 6 rebounds, that's a great game for me because I don't expect much from him. I'm more upset about Kristaps Porzingis, man. And people say that I like to parade him around and I'm an apologist, but Big Game James, you know what it is, man. I mean, just being a coach and just anytime, man, you look at player or as a coach, you have to understand your personnel, man. That's the key thing to it. And you got to understand how to utilize guys and put them in position. I hear people all the time say, oh, well, KP doesn't do anything. He just stands outside and shoot threes. Why do you think he does that? That's part of the offense. That's the whole Mavericks team. Nobody goes inside. Tim Hardaway can get inside. Josh Richardson can dribble it enough to get inside. Luka Doncic is the only one that goes inside. The Mavericks, outside of that, everybody else stands on the perimeter and shoots threes, including KP. So until the Mavericks decide to utilize him the right way, he's going to continue to, if he's on hitting outside shots, okay, James, he might give you 20. If you're expecting him to get buckets on the inside and the shot ain't falling, he's going to give you more like 10 or 12 points, a couple free throws, and 2 or 3 rebounds. The Clippers are a physical team, man. He's not a physical player. So it doesn't work for him, man. He's 7'3". He's about 220 pounds, however much he is, man. Kawhi Leonard, man, like half of Kawhi Leonard's body is stronger than KP's whole body, you know? So we say that laughingly and everything, but Kawhi Leonard is a strong dude. Marcus Morris is a strong dude. Paul George is a strong dude. That KP is not going to back these guys down and score on them the way people think he's going to do. And that's not how the game is played anymore anyway. So I don't know what they're going to do, man. It's going to take a lot.
I mean, that's disheartening because here's my thing. I get KP is not a physical guy. I get it. I've been on that. We all been on that.
Yeah, we knew it when we got him.
But still, though, you can't just allow him to sit out there on that perimeter and shoot threes. He's got to move around in that post. He's got a nice jump hook, and I've seen him get in the post and get on that block, do a quick 1-2, and do a jump hook. He can get in there. I think you got to establish him and get him going early in some kind of way, because I feel like if he just drifts out on that perimeter and just settles for it and it's easy for him, he's going to stay there. KP this game, he needs a 30-point, 12-rebound game today.
Yeah.
I mean, he needs a 30-point, 12-point rebound. He needs to get in there. You may not be a physical guy. You may not be that guy, and we all understand that. But it's 2-2. You are the other driving force on this team besides Luka, and Luka got an injury.
Right.
And he's still playing. So, KP, if you the 1-2 punch, you got to be that 2 punch tonight. Yeah. You got to dig in within yourself. Rick Carlisle, make this guy move around. You ain't got to sit him in the post all damn game, but get him in there a little bit to establish himself a little bit. So, hey, you know how it is, Billy.
Yeah.
If you get in there and score a couple inside points, you're like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Then you work, you know what I'm saying? Establish that in a little, mix up the game a little bit for him, because we need him right now because they ain't getting nobody else. I feel what you're saying about Willie Cauley-Stein. I never expected nothing from him, but why'd you get him?
Yeah, well, that's a great question.
You feel me, though? Why did you
question.
get him? Because you got him because we kept on saying we need inside presence. We need inside presence. You ain't got Willie Cauley-Stein. He ain't did Jack Poo. So it's still in the whole scheme of things, you don't have the inside game, and that to me is going to kill us in these playoffs, because you know how it is. The deeper you get in these playoffs, the more physical it's going to get. That's the way it is in the playoffs. And if you're not matching some kind of physicality, you're going to lose.
Hey, you know what, James? I want to add this to it just real quick, man. The Clippers know they have reestablished themselves. Everyone knows the Mavericks are a finesse team. I just see somebody put it in the chat here. The Mavericks are a finesse team, the way they play the game of basketball. They're skilled at certain levels, but they're not a physical team. So if you're not a physical team, and then other teams, especially a team like the Clippers, who has physical players, guys who are gritty and grimy, what are they going to do? They're going to cheap shot you.
Physical.
Yeah, they're going to come and they're going to bump into you. Man, I saw Marcus Morris in the last game set a pick on Maxi Kleber, and it just upset me, man. Like, that is one of them picks where you got to get up, man, and have some balls and say, man, hell no, you're not going to do that to me.
Right.
These guys, you lay on the ground, Hardaway and those guys come pick you up and clapping for you and all that stuff. Man, no, those guys, that doesn't work in the playoffs, man. You got to have dogs. You got to have gritty, grimy guys who are going to get out there and get after it. You need a Deshaun Stevenson type from 2011. You need a Sean Marion type from 2011. You need guys who are not going to just let you push you and shove you around. But the Mavericks, that's the way they like to play basketball, man. So I agree with you. KP's going to have to give us something. Luka's going to have to be spectacular tonight. But I'm hoping to see something from Hardaway Jr. I'm hoping to see something from Brunson. I'm hoping that, maybe someone like Dwight Powell off the bench can give us something. Finney Smith has got to knock down open looks when they come to him. That's the bottom line. You've got to do that, or this Mavericks team is just going to, because we've proven we're not going to stop Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. We've already proven that. And now the other guys are starting to show up. So now Reggie Jackson is giving you 10, 12. Marcus Morris is hitting shots in the corner. Nick Batum is going to the lane scoring. Rondo is getting buckets. You've got to establish yourself as a group of guys who's going to play with heart and say, no, we're not going out this way. And only time will tell, man. Here in about another hour, we're going to see. We're going to see.
Yeah, we're gonna see, and my last thing on this is like this. I remember I came up in the '70s, '80s, and '90s in basketball, and I remember
Yeah,
watching them Bulls teams, and I always remember that they didn't take over the Pistons until they got that physicality, until they matched that physicality, because they
right.
knew how they could come at Pippen, they knew how they could come at Grant, they knew if they beat them up, and they would frustrate them because they knew they weren't coming back. When the Bulls said, you know what, no more of that, that's not going to happen, no longer here. We're going to stand up, and every single time you do it, we're going to come right back at you. We're going to knock you down as well.
Right.
That's when you saw the Bulls take over and start becoming champs. So,
Yep.
you know what?
Exactly.
That finesse ain't going to work. Not in my opinion. You got to get strong in there. You got Johnson from the other squad, the Raptors or whatever. He comes on your team. He ain't even there. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. You
Man.
got rid of him, but
You got rid of. You
what are
got a
doing?
guy who was supposed to be a tough guy, and then you got rid of him.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Anyway, let's jump into the Cowboys football. After we just talked about these Mavericks, it's Cowboys football.
Yep.
It's not full swing, but the veterans reported, and they got the mixture with the rookies. And you saw Dak Prescott in there, CeeDee Lamb jumping above the skies on catches and stuff, man. It feels good. Offensive linemen, you see Tyron Smith back there, La'el Collins, Zach Martin. It's good to see those guys back. You know what I mean? DeMarcus Lawrence, it's good to see these guys back. How you feel about with Dak and all of them back mixing in with these rookies? How you feel about that, sir?
Well, I tell you what, man, it's been a long time since we've seen it. So to just see those guys walking out there, it was exciting, man. I mean, I was scrolling up and down Twitter, and I'm seeing I think they captioned it like the bodyguards are back or something. And you had like the offensive line out there, and it's just, these guys who are 6'5", 6'6", and big and physical, and know, hey, those are going to protect my prized asset back there. They're going to open up holes for Zeke. You can't help but to get excited. CeeDee Lamb, I think he's going to take off this year and go to another level. I know that I'm still excited about the rookies, but now just knowing that we're mixing in the veterans and they're getting some work together. You know what I'm saying? Some of the rookies are getting beat up out there. We're getting physical. Guys are getting shoved around a little bit. We're getting that flow of football back, man. So I'm excited about it. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited, like I said, to see what this training camp is going to look like, because there's a lot of competition in these positions. And to talk about the competition, let's bring up the linebackers, because that's been the hot news right now. Jalen Smith has been in the news, obviously, with the number change, LVE, Keanu Neal. Articles have been coming out where Keanu Neal said, you know what, I've always felt like I was a linebacker. That's been my position. That's who I am. That's what I am. And then I did a show this past Saturday with my dog Boss Cowboy. Shout out to him. We talked about how he was talking about how him and Dan Quinn were very close, and it was like, they were like 1 and 2. Yeah. Now he's talking about a linebacker was always my position. He comes over here with Dallas, and it's like them two. It's like them two. I don't hear about Jalen Smith with Dan Quinn. I don't hear about LVE with Dan Quinn, but I sure enough hear Keanu Neal with Dan Quinn. Right. And I know Michael Parsons at the 12th pick is going to play a lot. So now we hear this about Jalen Smith was possibly when they were talking about possibly moving up with Miami, they were trying to throw Jalen Smith in there. Is what it's been said, trying to throw Jalen Smith in there, and Miami was like, "Nah, we don't want no Jalen Smith." Right. Now we hear about LV. That's crazy. LV. Now we hear about LVE. Prospective teams are inquiring about LVE, and Jerry Jones is shooting down. No, we ain't getting rid of no LVE, even though we declined his 5th-year option. We ain't getting rid of him. He's still going to be in our future. Wooty wooty woo. What's your thoughts about this Jalen Smith LVE thing as far as possibly trading Jalen Smith? And now with the Cowboys saying, no, we're not get rid of LVE, but he is a trade commodity, and I know teams would want him. What are your thoughts about this?
Well, I tell you what, man, it hurts me to say it because I'm a big Jalen Smith fan. That's my guy. Mm-hmm. And the reality is, man, his contract is favorable, really, if you think about it. I mean, if another team wanted to trade for him, LVE, everyone knows we're not going to, or chances are we're not going to sign him back, especially to nothing long term, at least not right now. I don't have a problem with the idea. I think if you're not working the phone lines and you're not accepting calls, if you got a closed mind to what's going on around you in the league, then you're not doing it the correct way. It doesn't mean give guys away for pennies, but here's the reality, man. If Jalen Smith, if an offer comes through for Jalen Smith, let's just say the Rams, I'm just using them as an example here. I don't know what their draft capital is like, but let's just say the Rams say, hey, we need linebacker. We're willing to give you a third rounder for Jalen Smith. Okay, well, what is his value? Okay, we know he's been hurt. Even when he plays, he hasn't played well. A lot of us think that's a product of them not being in a good system last year. I want to keep Jalen, but my thing is, man, if it's going to help you, ultimately get a bigger net and be able to throw it into that water and get yourself a good player, a free safety of some sort that could be here for a while, maybe another defensive back or something like that. Hell, maybe a defensive lineman, maybe an offensive lineman or something, a draft pick at the absolute worst, man. You got to keep the doors open and listen to those conversations. I think personally, if it was up to me, I would move Leighton Vander Esch before I move Jalen Smith. That's just my personal opinion. And the reason for that is because Jalen Smith, outside of his injury coming into the league, injuries haven't really been a problem for him. I think we saw what he could be in 2018. Leighton Vander Esch has gotten hurt every single year that he's had a chance to get out here and play. And you're having to make a decision on whether you're going to invest big money into him to keep him. And so ultimately, we've said this before, James, I think it'd be great if we could keep all these linebackers and let them play together. Neal, our rookie from LSU, what's his name? Micah Parsons, of course, Jalen Smith, LVE. If we can keep all these guys out there, that's great. But if a team is calling and inquiring, man, I don't see a reason not to look into it, man. I think the Cowboys are doing the right thing. I think they are lying, though. I do think the Cowboys are lying about whether or not they would give up one of those guys. Right deal comes through, Jerry's swinging that deal. Or Steven, whichever one you want to call.
Well, here's my thoughts on it. Just my opinion. I don't think Jalen Smith offers any value. I don't think you would get a third-round pick for a Jalen Smith.
Okay.
I feel like between the two linebackers, LVE has more value. If you were to get rid of Jalen Smith, what would Jalen Smith offer another team, in your opinion?
Oh man, I guess it would be depending on the team, man. I mean, I think we can all agree Jalen Smith is a starter on the team or whatever. Let's just get rid of all the real bad teams. Let's just think about the teams that made the playoffs last year. Do you think Jalen Smith could be a starter on any of those playoff caliber teams that made the playoffs last year?
Not on the Bucks.
Okay, well, yeah, man. Now, that's a whole nother level over there. But
who else was in the playoffs? I'm gonna just say NFC.
Yeah, if you
Saints,
look at the NFC, yeah, I mean, I think he could start on the Saints. I mean, I think he could start on any of the teams here in the NFC East. I don't know if that means anything to you or not, but over in the NFC West or whatever with the Rams and the Seahawks and the 49ers. I mean, do you think Jalen Smith could start on any of those teams? I think he could. He might not be the best linebacker there.
I don't know if he's starting on them cores. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Jalen, okay. I think because Jalen Smith, I think is more of a 2-down linebacker. I think because he doesn't really offer in coverage, and if you got really real creative in your offense and you isolated him, I think you could expose him. So I think he does offer in the run game, but honestly, everything has to be simplified, in my opinion. Right. You have to be able to keep him clean because he doesn't shed blocks well. So that's why I'm saying, where does he really offer a team? I don't know what kind of draft pick I'm giving for a Jalen Smith. If I'm an opposite team and I'm looking for a linebacker, I'm not giving no third-round pick for no Jalen Smith. The most I would give Jalen Smith, and just from me, I maybe give a fifth rounder. It would be a late-round pick, and I would just look at his age. But when I look at everything else that adds to it, he's not a dominant linebacker. He's not that type of linebacker that I feel like I could build around, and I feel like he's a linebacker that still could be replaced. Because he doesn't offer other things besides maybe run game, and it's not great right now. So to me, LVE, we know about the injuries. That's his biggest issue. Yes, he was getting killed on misdirections. Yes, I saw him getting lost on plays. But if we're talking about the full package, as far as being able to cover, can be able to tackle, can be able to be a playmaker, I just think LVE is more of a playmaker, and that's why he offers more value. And I think that's why more teams were maybe, if they're out there looking for a Vander Esch, because let's say like a Steelers or another team like that, and you add a Vander Esch and he's healthy, that's not a bad player for you if he's staying healthy for you. The key is his health. So now when I'm looking at it right now, as far as what we're going into 2021, I think they already guaranteed Jalen's salary for this year. So I don't think he's going to get touched this year. Just my opinion. I don't think he's going to get touched because why would they guarantee the $7.1 million? They declined LVE. I think if they had a really good deal, I think he could be gone. But I think the way they're holding on to him now, because I was listening to the comments as well, depth. Because now you still got Keanu New, who still came off of his injury.
Right.
All right. You got rookies and Micah Parsons and Jabril Cox. They've never played a down in the NFL.
Right.
So as much as we have the trajectory of what they could be, we've never seen them do anything. So they could be we haven't seen anything. They could be a total flop and injuries. Yeah. So the depth, you got Luke Gifford and you got Francis Bernard, but wouldn't you rather have a Jalen Smith and a LVE and a Cox and a Michael Parsons and a Keanu Neal? That's the only reason. And I think LVE was still, they're saying no, but I feel like if they get a really good deal for LVE, I think they would deal him. But I feel like if they're not getting a great deal, especially from Stephen Jones' aspect, they're like, well, we'll just keep him for this year. And then next year, we'll see what happens, because next year, I think Jalen's cap number is like 11.1 if you guarantee it. I don't know if that's going to happen for him. Yeah. They're going to really look and see how Michael Parsons and Jabril Cox does this year. And if they really turn up this year, then that's when you could see some changes next year.
I was going to ask you real quick, in terms of LVE and that good deal that you're speaking of, what do you consider a good deal? What do you think the Cowboys consider a good deal for LVE?
I don't think this would happen. Top pick? It would have to. I don't know if it would be a player, but if you're talking about a draft pick, I think the Cowboys would say definitely would jump. They ain't getting no first rounder for him.
Right.
Second rounder, if they got a second round, I think the Cowboys' interest will be peaked. But I don't even think they would get that for LV, because I've seen some really dog players, some dogs going for the cheap. So if they're going for cheaper, I ain't seeing no LVE going in for no high stakes money, especially when you've been hella injured. They ain't gonna do that. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I think that they would hold on to both of them, because of the depth this year, and they want to see these guys with Dan Quinn. I think that's a key too, because you just got Dan Quinn, the new coordinator, and as much as they love the Ron Marinelli thing, I think he's on that level as far as them running to the ball, playing hard all the time, being family with each other. It's the same type of mantra, and I think they still want to see what they look like under Dan Quinn as well.
Sure. Yeah, I can see that, man. And that's what they brought Dan Quinn in here for. I mean, of course, they're letting him kind of build this defense how he wants to. But we all know at the same time, we want to see, okay, what is it going to look like in a more simplified, less thinking, just more reactive style defense for Jalen Smith. He seems to play better that way, man. You don't want, and in fact, you don't want any of your players having to overthink it. Football is a reactive sport, man. So, there's thinking in it, but you really want your guys to be find ball, chase ball. That you really wanted to get to the point where it's that simple. Yes, there are different schemes and things that go along inside of your defensive plan or what have you, but ultimately you want your guys to not have to think about where they are. You want it to become like second nature, natural. Ball snap, I know where I'm supposed to be, I react and get to it. And so me personally, James, I've told you this before, man, I think Jalen Smith is going to have a bounce back year. I really do. I think Van Der Esch is going to, I'm hoping that he stays healthy. And if he does, I think he'll have a great year as well. And ultimately next year, there will be decisions to be made. And that's a good thing. Let Cowboys fans know this. That's a good thing. If the Cowboys next year get to a point where we have to we have 4 or 5 really good linebackers that we like, and we're going to have to make a decision, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay. You don't want to just have a fire sale at the end of the year.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be remain the same, but I've never really seen the Cowboys get aggressive with trades and stuff like that with the June one cut. So that's why I'm like, they show me their hand too many times of never really doing that. So I'm not going to believe they're going to jump out and do it now, especially with the concern of depth and wanting to be able to see these guys under Dan Quinn. So we'll kind of see. So shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to you, James Garrett, everybody in the building. Really appreciate you guys jumping in here. James Rogley, all you guys, Daryl Schapp, all you guys, really appreciate you guys. We talk about these Cowboys right now. Now, something else I wanted to discuss with you. Offensive line. What do you think about the offensive line? Reason why I say that is because you got Tyler Biadasz back. Zach Martin is back. Tyron Smith and Leo Collins.
Right.
But they got some backups here, and I'm going to name some of these backups here that they've been talking about. It's kind of interesting because Brandon Knight, and I want to ask some people in the chat. What's up, Mel Hayes? Brandon Knight played tackle all last year, and he played tackle in college. He's been since Zach Martin is kind of recuperating, he's been strictly at guard.
Right.
Strictly at guard. Connor McGovern, I'm wondering, like, okay, he's strictly at guard. What's up with Connor McGovern? Then they also got the Ty Nitschke guy. We don't know if he's going to be able to be on the team, but you also got Terrence Steele. They drafted the Josh Ball kid. Matt Farnick, I believe he's been playing center behind Biadish.
Yeah.
What's your kind of feelings about the offensive line this year? Do you feel good about the offensive line this year? Connor Williams is there. How do you feel about the offensive lineman this year and the depth?
Well, I think depth is what they were looking to get. I think the Cowboys' mindset was that they were going to get all of their horses back at the beginning of this season, be it Lyle Collins and Zach Martin and Tyron Smith. They always anticipated having those guys coming back. I think obviously through the draft, grabbing the Ball kid and then picking up Ty Nitschke or whatever his name is, they wanted to have guys who could provide depth for them in the event that they lost guys. To me, I think they'll have a rotation of about 8 very good, or I'm gonna say very good, 5 really good linemen, and then 3 guys that we're unsure of. Okay, I don't think they're going to run a nine men out there on the offensive line. I think that McGovern is someone who is, man, your boy Jay Lombardi's on it, man. I was just about to say that. I was thinking McGovern would be one who would challenge Connor Williams for that left guard spot.
He's not taking Connor Williams' spot.
Why,
they like
man? Everybody says that, man.
This is why I got to tell you. This is why I'm gonna tell you about Connor Williams. And I know people be hating on Connor Williams, and I've been on McGovern's train since day one, right? But Connor Williams, big dog, look, I'm looking at his years when he came in his rookie years, and this is pro Football Focus, and I know it's Pro Football Focus, but they are good on their stuff. His rookie year, 59.1 is rating, 54 out of 77 guards. Next year, 2019, 60.9. Ranked 47th out of 83. 2020, his best year, 70.8, ranked 16th out of 80 guards. He steadily has gotten better. He's not an all-star like the other guys, but he's not terrible. I watched him. I can't hate on him. He's not terrible. We want him to be bigger and be able to handle that girth, but for the most part, his year was pretty good. I think he only gave up 1 or 2 sacks this season.
I mean, I can live with that, man. I mean, and the people they're on Connor Williams right now, man. They're on his head right now. But I tell you what, man. When we got Connor Williams, I thought that he was going to be a guy that we would plug outside the left tackle. Of course, we know that's where he played at the University of Texas. Listening to those guys like Brian Broaddus and all these draft gurus and so on and so forth, everyone said his arms were too small. He was very athletic, but his arms were too small, or they weren't long enough to play the left tackle position and everything. So they switched him inside. Okay, that was cool. I mean, but he seems a little light in the pants to me, man. I mean, maybe he gets a little bigger. I'm not saying he doesn't play well, but I think, instead, because Connor Williams, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't he have a contract coming up here pretty soon?
Yeah, this is his contract. I had actually made a post and I said out of the 2018 class, because you got Van Der Esch, you got Michael Gallup, you got Dalton Schultz, and you got Connor Williams. Right. Out of those 4 guys, who do you think gets the contract coming back with the Cowboys?
Hell, if you ask me, I mean, I know who should get the contract. We know he's not going to get it, and that's my guy, MG. He's not going to get it just because of the nature of the game and what we have going there. But, man,
I could see Connor Williams getting a contract.
Yeah, I mean, Schultz is going to come back because he's going to be they're not going to pay him a lot of money. They're not going to have to.
Right.
But yeah, if I had to go between Connor Williams and Leighton Van Der Esch, then yeah, I would probably lean towards Connor Williams because he's an offensive lineman. They got to protect Dak. That's the ultimate investment back there. They got to protect him. And like you said, Connor Williams isn't garbage by any means, man. But I just think the expectations for him coming in, remember, he was a 2nd-round pick. Some people thought
has he been a bounce? I didn't mean to cut you off. But
no,
has he been a bad 2nd-round pick, though?
No, I wouldn't say he's been a bad 2nd-round pick. I don't think he's as good as what maybe we thought he was going to be, but he's not bad. It's like that. You know how they say when it comes to being a football team, you want to be either really, really good or you want to be really, really bad, man. And so we can know. We don't want to be stuck in the middle trying to, is he good? No, we're not sure. That's what I think a lot of Cowboys fans feel about Connor Williams. I don't have a problem with him personally. I just think that Connor McGovern, I think, can compete with him to win that position. I don't know that there's much of a gap between the two of them. And you know how that works. If Stephen Jones and them can pay you pennies to give you the same production, then, that's common sense to them in that room.
Yeah, I feel you. We're going to see, because it's going to be interesting this year, because I think Connor Williams, I was on him his first couple of years. I was like, he's light. He gets manhandled, but you just keep watching the tape. His first year, I think he gave up like 5 sacks. Ever since then, he's steadily gotten better. He's given up less sacks. Only time we ever really see Connor Williams is a bad play, and we're like, oh, Connor Williams sucks. But if you watch the whole game, Connor Williams plays good. That's why I think he's going to get a contract. And he's still young. He's only like 22 years old, 22 or 23. He's young.
Yeah.
So
he is very young, yeah.
You know what I mean? I just saying, I think that he's going to come back. I think he's a contract that the Cowboys are going to look at and say, he hasn't been a bad second-round pick. He's still young. He's getting better every year. I think they offer him a contract because I don't think he's going to cost a crazy amount of money.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? So I think he will, and let's jump on this Michael Gallup thing. I did an over-under. I've been doing some over-unders this week.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Yeah. So I did an over-under for Michael Gallup. Evan, I want to ask people in the chat if I haven't asked. I'm not begging for mediocrity, Steve. Did I sit there and say Connor Williams was the greatest thing in the world? I didn't say he's bad, though. If you're saying he's a bad player, I can't agree with you. I'm sorry. He's not mediocre. He's not Tyron Smith, but he's not bad.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And he's not, if you go to his stats, he's not giving up sacks. He's not killing us in the backfield. He's not destroying us in the run game. I'm sorry, I just can't agree with that. And I'll tell you, I was on Connor Williams, but I've been watching tape and he's not a bad player. But, going on from there. Michael Gallup, I said over under 80 catches, 1,300 yards, like 7 TDs. What you think about that?
Oh, man. I can see the 80 catches for sure. I can see that 1,300, those numbers you were throwing out there as far as the yards, man, they sound good, but I just think there's not enough football to go. There's not enough footballs to go around to give them the yards. Will they get the targets and the opportunity to catch the ball 80 times? Yeah, absolutely. I think Michael Gallup could be that. Michael Gallup is your number 2. I don't know where people get this idea that he's a number 3 receiver because CeeDee Lamb is here. That's just not the truth, man.
Right.
He's your number 2. CeeDee Lamb is like that. I'm not gonna call him a gadget receiver, but he's like that jack of all trades. You can just kind of get him in. He can fill in. If you lose Amari, you feel like CeeDee can step in and be that guy. And if Michael Gallup goes down, CeeDee can step in and be that guy. So he's kind of like that Swiss Army knife in a sense. You just kind of use him wherever you want to, and he's a playmaker. Having said that, yes, I think Michael Gallup. Give me the 80 catches, man. Give me more than 7 touchdowns. I just don't know about the 1,300 yards. If he gives me 1,100, I can live with that. If he gives me 1,000, I can live with that. If he barely creeps over 1,000 yards, I think he can do it because I think Amari and CeeDee are going to eat as well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because, this is a contract year. I want to see what happens with Michael Gallup. I like Gallup, but I just feel like, man, it's just going to be hard to see me getting a contract. I said over under. It's going to be tough because I feel like CeeDee Lamb is going to take a big leap this year. I really do. I feel like, and I'm not taking anything away from Gallup. I'm just saying how good CeeDee Lamb is.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Already out there. Yeah, he's already out there.
You feel what I mean? I just feel like we saw CeeDee Lamb only a little bit with Dak. And he was turning up even after the season. He was a favorite receiver of Andy Dalton. He was going to him a lot. So he was a favorite receiver. And I feel like CeeDee Lamb is the type of person that he's really going to he didn't change his number.
Yeah.
He's staying with that 88.
Yeah.
And
he could have went back to that number 2.
He could have went back to that number 2, but he didn't want to do that. And probably Jerry didn't want to do that either. But hey, I'm just saying. He's got that 88 and he wants to rep it well. So I feel like CeeDee Lamb year 2, and he's been out there training. No knock to Gallup. It's just how good CeeDee Lamb is going to be. So I think that's going to be an under 80. I think it's going to be maybe another 65, around 60 catch season. I think he can get 1,000. I think it'd be about a 65 catch, maybe 1,100, maybe 5 TDs. That's what I'm looking at from Michael Gallup this year.
Is that gonna be enough to get him that payday that he wants, man? Because that's the thing, man. You know how these guys are when it comes to working those contracts. The numbers ain't adding up. 5 touchdowns ain't gonna warrant me giving you 16, 17, 18 million dollars. That's the way they're gonna look at it, and they're not gonna consider where he was playing. They're gonna be like, this is what the production says.
I mean, that's why I don't think it's going to be tough, because as a player, and let's get those likes up. We got 80 or 104 in the bill. We only got like 20 something likes, man. Come on, man. Get them likes up in here. They're free. They don't cost no money. You know, we talking good stuff up in here. Get them likes up in here immediately. Let's go. But here's my thing about with the Michael Gallup thing. Man, it's tough, because if let's say he gets those numbers, Billy, you just like you said, I'm not going to jump out and pay you $19-20 million a year, even if the TVs go up, even if the TV money go up and all that. I'm just not going to do that. As a player, he's going to want to get paid. But if you go somewhere else, you might not be getting those touches somewhere else, even if they give you the money. You feel me? It's like everything ain't good, even if you get more money somewhere else. You may be better staying where you at, because you're going to be always getting that money. But I mean, you'll be in that offense, you're going to get production, but you might not get that big payday you want. That's where it's going to be tough. You see what I'm saying? I talked to Mario when I had Mario Edwards. I interviewed him, former cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys. Shout out to Mario Edwards. And he was telling me about the contract, and he was telling me he was up for his contract, right? And when he was up for his contract, Parcells walked out. He said they was walking in the stadium, and Parcells was like, listen, this is what I'm going to pay him. Pay like $10 million for 4 years. You know, I'll give you like $2-3 million up front. I know it's not crazy amount of money, but you're going to see the whole contract. You're going to see the whole contract. If you leave here and go somewhere else, you're not going to see the whole contract.
Right.
Edwards said, okay, I appreciate you, but what you're talking about paying me is what they're paying third and fourth cornerbacks.
Right.
I am a starting cornerback in the league. I want to get paid that way.
Right.
So what he did was he went to Tampa Bay. He got a bigger contract, like an $18 million deal. And he said, guess what? He didn't see that contract.
Yeah.
He didn't finish that contract. So he didn't get all that money.
Yeah.
And he said, good. And he said, in hindsight, he said, you got to do what's best for you. Mm-hmm. Don't look at what somebody else is getting paid, and they might be getting this and over that. You got to do what's best for you, because he said if he would have stayed, he would have saw all his money and got all that money where he went over to Tampa Bay. He played 1 year and was cut.
Yeah.
Didn't get any of that money. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be an interesting situation with Michael Gallup. I would love for him to stay. I would love for him not to leave. But I also realized he's got value. And I was out there talking about you could trade him. And I was still adamant with that, because he had value. And if you're trying to make a splash or make a deal, he's a player that is good enough where you could sweeten your deal. It didn't happen. And if it didn't happen, let's see if you can sign him for an affordable deal, because you know Stephen Jones is not going to overpay for him. Yeah, no, not at all. Stephen Jones barely want to pay for the guys that we know we got to have on the team. So that's kind of crazy how that works out. But yeah, only time will tell, man. Only time will tell. Only time is going to tell. Now, what's up, man? How you feel about Dak Prescott, dog? You know, I made a post and I said, you know, I don't want Dak to be in a position this year where he has to throw 400 or 500 yards. I already know he can do it. He doesn't have to prove that to me. I'm cool with him throwing 275, 300, couple touchdowns, no picks. That's what he should be. And let's get that run game going too. And I don't need him to throw the 6,000 yards and 400 yards every single game. How do you feel about that? And how do you feel about Dak this year coming back?
Well, I'm hoping that Dak has good health. That's the first thing. I mean, I saw him moving around. You know, the video would suggest that, you know, the ankle is healing up pretty good. I don't know that he's at 100%, but I mean, he still has time to get there. I saw him moving around. It looks like he's got some zip on that ball, man, and the few highlights that we saw. But I tell you what's more impressive about Dak Prescott, man, it's absolutely amazing to me. He just comes out there, man, just walks on the field at OTAs or whatever, man. It just automatically demands respect. You know what I'm saying? Commands respect. And he comes out there and the guys are ready. It's like he's the what does Jerry Jones like to call those guys? War daddies or whatever. Mm-hmm. But you know, Dak Prescott just comes on the field, man. It's like, well, bam, here we go. this guy's ready, you know, and he gathers these guys together. He has guys believing that there's something that they have to achieve. And that's where his real value is. I keep trying to tell people, I like Dak Prescott. I don't care what his money says. I don't think Dak Prescott is this prolific passer. Is he better than what he was when he first came to the league? Absolutely. Do I think he's a prolific passer that's going to just sling the ball around for 300, 400 yards a game? I don't think that's the style that we need to play in order to win football games. Having said that, man, where his real value is, in my opinion, is what he does leadership-wise. What he does leadership-wise, the ability to come out there and rally the troops and get guys going and get guys to play through injuries and get guys to come out there and be motivated for a unified cause. That's where his real value is. So I appreciate that more than anything that Dak does in terms of throwing a football or running and all that stuff. That's all X's and O's within the games. That's fine, but you got to have it up here too, man. And you have to be a leader of men, and there's no question he's that. So I get excited about knowing the number 4 is back on the field.
I'm going to go ahead and bounce off of that and totally agree with you. You know, when Dak came in the league, I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't looking at him when he came in the league throwing the ball and slinging it. I was doubtful. I was like, can he make those intermediate throws? Can he make those tight window throws? I didn't see that in college. But one thing I did I saw Mississippi State was unranked, and then he took him to number 1. And I watched what he did, and I just watched how he inspired his team and put them on his back. And when I seen, and just agreeing with you, they said all the players, former players on the team now, so when he came in his rookie season, he commanded the team day 1, and you can't put a price on that. Yes, I will agree. He's not that, like, you know, let's say the Aaron Rodgers or the Drew Brees. He's not that style of quarterback. That's not his game. But he has every bit of that leadership that they have, more than Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, by far.
Way more. And I feel like that can get you over the hump. You may not be the best throwing quarterback in the league, but you do so many other things. And that leadership, like you said, you cannot put a price on, because it's hard to be a leader of men. Not everybody in that locker room is following you, and it's a tough thing to get everybody to be on one page and follow you. Right, Billy, follow you. Just like you said, as soon as he came on the field, you could feel it.
Crazy.
You could feel it. Everybody was like, "That's our quarterback. Let's go." And I'm getting chills right now. It's just, I'm not hyping this up, man. That is, I can't, it's undeniable what it can do for your team. And this is another reason why it keeps us in contention, because at any time, Dak can will us. He can throw us back in the game, in my opinion, but his will. Yeah. Look at all the things that he's been through in this short time in Dallas. Yeah. His mother passing. His brother passing, all those things, and look how him still being a rock. Yeah, and you know what? One thing I'll say about Dak Prescott, because y'all know me, man. If you don't, man, I've been critical of Dak Prescott. I still am on certain things. But I'll tell you this about Dak Prescott. I don't question the type of leader he is. And I tell you this, above all else, to be a leader, not only do you have to be a leader of men, but you have to understand that all the pressure that's on him, Dak cannot afford to do anything bad. You know, James, if Dak has one slip, people are waiting for it. People are waiting for Dak Prescott to have that one off-field slip up where he gets caught out drinking and driving. He's like the consummate professional. Dak Prescott is and I'm going to be careful of how I say this, and I'm sure you can understand what I say when I go here. Dak Prescott, to me, is the black version of Jason Witten in terms of how people look at him. You know, we looked at Jason Witten. He was the consummate professional. He didn't do anything wrong. He was always the leader. You knew you could count on him. Well, Dak Prescott is that at the quarterback. And so people will always look when you get the idea that, okay, man, this guy's too clean, man. How is this possible? But I think the players believe in him. He's a leader of men. He can get those guys to go out there and believe, and he can will them to certain levels, man, that sometimes the game is not going to be there to get won cleanly. You have to will yourself to victory. And I think Dak Prescott is that type of guy that can be a leader and do that. And if we can get 2 or 3 more guys on the team like him, hey, that's it. Yeah, I see somebody up here on the black. Yeah, man, it's the black version of Jason Witten, man, in terms of just how he
how he comes across, man. He's just that guy that everybody's like, man, Dak, good old Dak. We can always count on him. That's how people look at him, man. And that's a good look.
All right, now I got a super chat from my guy Lee Normal. Shout out for the $5 holla. We appreciate you. He says, BGJ, do you believe that our offense should be a top 5 this season? No doubt. It's been. It's been. Yeah. Dallas hasn't been a top-ranked offense since Kellen Moore has been the coordinator. I know it dropped down last year, but it was a number 1 offense when Dak was there. When Dak has been in the helm and Kellen Moore has been the offensive coordinator, Dallas has had a top offense. So, and we got to understand, Dak and Kellen have been around each other for how long? I mean, they've been around each other since his career.
Since the beginning, yeah.
Since his career.
Day one. Yeah.
And now, I mean, this is what, year 3 of Kellen Moore being the coordinator and being with Dak again. Man, I feel like this offense, that's I said, the offense is not what I'm worried about this season. I'm not worried about the offense this season. This should be a very strong offense. And Dak is going, when you got the rookies like Simi Fehoko, I've seen some people talking about him. Yeah. Why are we excited about Simi? Not just because he's a good player, because Dak is going to make him better too.
Yeah.
Because Dak makes players better as well. Yeah. Not just that you come play with him, he makes you better. I feel like when CeeDee Lamb, he was making CeeDee Lamb better. I mean, he makes players better. So I feel like he raises their game. Now we're gonna get off here because the Mavericks about to start here in a minute. But I want to ask you about a few players. What's your kind of thoughts about them this season, and what kind of season do you think they're gonna have? Just gonna throw out some names, and I want y'all in the chat to listen to me as well. DeMarcus Lawrence. What type of season is DeMarcus Lawrence going to have this year? Because it's winding down. It could be toward the end. Is he going to get re-signed? His contract could be come up. You could be cutting him soon. It could happen. He's 29. What kind of season does DeMarcus Lawrence have under Dan Quinn? Does he lead the team in sacks? Does he lead the team in pressures? Does he have one of those 2017 seasons? What kind of seasons does DeMarcus Lawrence have, in your opinion, Billy the Kid, and y'all in the chat as well?
Well, for me, DeMarcus Lawrence, man, he's got to have a big year. 6, 7 sacks ain't gonna get it. That's just not gonna get it, man. That's not at this point. You have to step up. You're the leader of this defense right now until that Parsons kid comes around and takes it over. You're the leader of this defense.
Yeah, because Parsons gonna take it over.
Yeah, he's coming. So my thing is DeMarcus Lawrence, man. I think he's gonna have a I'll call it a really good season. What I consider really good, I'm thinking maybe 12, 13 sacks this year, man. I think being a rock on the outside.
You think he's getting 13 sacks this year?
I think he's going to get 13 sacks this year. A couple of forced fumbles. He's going to be a guy that we can count on to make plays when they matter. I'm not, James, understand. There's a difference in making plays early in the first quarter, the cute little sacks and chase downs. But in the fourth quarter, when it's 3rd and 4 and we got to get a stop, I need you on that quarterback and getting sacks and stripping the ball, creating new opportunities for your offense. I think he can have a 13, maybe 14 sack season this year. I think he's going to be really good in this defense.
Okay. All right. I want to ask y'all, but give me how many sacks does D-Law get this season? Then we'll go to the next one. I want to hear all y'all comments. How many sacks does D-Law get this year? Does he lead the team in pressures? And how many sacks does he get this season? I'll look for your comments. Now, I mentioned also Randy Gregory, over under. Does he get over under 10 sacks this season? Full off season, 17 games. Randy Gregory, does he get double-digit sacks this season?
Yes. And you could go ahead and quote me on that. Randy Gregory will have a double-digit.
I said he better get 10 sacks this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's gonna get double digits.
Yeah, double. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And I'm looking at a lot of people right now for D-Law. 10 from Big 80. Big DZ 83, too many names. 6, 11 and a half, 6 and a half. Iceberg Q 11, 12 and a half. So they're saying he's gonna bounce back, and sacks are not overrated. I'm sorry. Sacks ain't overrated. They ain't the all. Pressures mean things too, and playing strong in the run game. But sacks do mean something, because why are all these top defensive ends getting paid? It ain't because they can stop the run game. It's because they're getting sacks every single year. That's how they're getting their big money. So sacks are not overrated, because that's how they're getting paid. So
Yep.
they ain't overrated, dog. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna agree.
Sacks are negative plays for your defense.
And they make a huge difference, dog.
Yeah.
When you start getting in that backfield and sacking that quarterback, it changes the whole damn game. I don't care what you say. Yes, it does. You know what I'm saying? So over under, we saying Randy. I think Randy Gregory will get a 10-sack season. I think they both should get 10-sack seasons in this year. That's not something that's not out of the ordinary for me, especially with this Dan Quinn defense that's supposed to have freedom. You're going back to being where you can just get after the quarterback. You don't have to think. It's just instinct and attacking the ball. So there's no reason, especially with Randy Gregory being able to play 17 games and not having a full offseason with no bumps in the road. I definitely should see that. Now, I'm gonna end it with this. Micah Parsons, does he lead the team in tackles? And somebody said, Daryl O said, Michael Parsons ain't gonna come in and be the leader. Yes, he is. Watch it. Does he lead the team in tackles?
Week 5. Yes. I do believe he's gonna lead the team in tackles. Yes. I think it's gonna be between him and I'm gonna go ahead and throw my guy out there, man, because I think he's going to get playing time. I think it's gonna be between him and old Jalen, man. If they're out there together, if they somehow find a way to get those guys out there, they're gonna be a tackling machine, man. They're gonna be tackling machines. I think that Michael Parsons is going to get after it. He's going to arrive with bad intentions. He's trying to rip your head off when he gets there, man. I need people to understand that. So it's gonna take him a little bit, man. But once he gets rolling by week 4, week 5, and he gets in the groove, oh yeah, I think Michael Parsons is going to be a tackling machine.
I will say this about with Jalen Smith, and for some funny reason, I've been saying this, and I'll jump out on the limb and say it. I'm not going to run away from it. I said Michael Parsons is going to be the leader on this defense, like Dak Prescott is the leader of the offense. I've been saying that from day one. I'm not running from it. I'm going to keep on saying it. I'm not disrespecting anybody else on the defense. This is what I feel about Parsons: the attitude, his lucky go attitude. He's fun. I just feel like he is. You know what else I feel like he's going to do just to bounce off of that Jalen Smith thing? I feel like they are going to get close. You remember how LVE and Jalen Smith got close? It was kind of like, and I'm not saying anything, they weren't close, but it was kind of like there was nobody else there.
Right.
With Jalen. And then LVE came, and then they just turned up. They're like, yeah, that's my boy. But it just feels like with this Micah Parsons, I feel like they might be real tight, and I feel like Micah Parsons may really bring Jalen's game up. Yeah. It may make Jalen's game step up because he's around Micah, number one, because that's competition. You need to keep your job. Right. Number two, I just feel like I feel like they got energy together. I feel maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but I feel like they have energy together, and I feel like it'll click this year. Let's see what happens. But you said Jalen Smith has a bounce back year. I think the reason why he has the bounce back year is because of Michael Parsons. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I can roll with that as long as it happens, man. I don't care how it comes about. I need to see those guys out there making plays. Yes, sir. Hey, and we getting ready to end it off here because the Mavericks is getting ready to start. Big game tonight, tied up series 2-2. We'll see what happens. I jumped out on the limb and I said KP needs a 30-point, 12 rebound, 30 points, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks, 4 assists. And I need that work today, KP. I need that work today. Ain't no excuses, dog. I need it today. Yeah, he's going to have to come with it, James. I tell you what, it's funny you bring that up, man. I just want to say this real quick. You know, here in the city, everybody is talking and saying that, KP needs to be sat down. They're saying he doesn't even need to start Hell
tonight.
No.
I know it doesn't make man, listen, let me tell you something. There's so many NBA GMs and Facebook GMs and analysts out here, man, who got it together. And it doesn't even make sense. I wouldn't even run that lineup out there on 2K, okay? But they're saying KP doesn't need to play because the Clippers are playing small ball and there's not a matchup for him. I'm telling you what I know. If the Mavericks would feed KP the ball, get him in the position to score, and stop keeping him on the perimeter. People make it seem like that's what he wants to do. No, it's what they're telling him to do. That's part of the offense. So if they find a way to get him down in the paint, man, we'll be okay. Somebody even made mention, I don't know how true it is. I saw it on Twitter. I can't remember who wrote it. Someone said the Mavericks were talking about starting Boban in the starting lineup. I don't know how true that is.
Over KP?
No, I don't know. No,
Oh,
they were
just
saying
asking.
sitting Maxey down and maybe moving
I don't
KP
have
to
no
that.
problem. I've been saying, listen, I get it because Boban is so big and weird body shape that he can't get up and down the field. But dog, every time Boban is in the game, you can't stop him.
Yeah, no, you can't. He scores.
He gets in the game and he gets 6 rebounds within the first 2 minutes of the game.
It's crazy.
You know
man.
what I'm saying? You throw it inside, he just turn around and drop it right in, dog. Like he playing like with like a little tiny ball with little kids and just dropping in.
Yeah.
I'm like, I get it. I know his body ain't built for it, but they can't stop him.
Man, see, somebody just confirmed it. There we go. They say Boban is starting tonight.
I don't mind Boban starting tonight. I've been asking. I know. Hey, why not? Why not?
Well, you know, I work with guys over at Best for Business, man. Shout out to our show, Best for Business, man. But these guys, they say, oh, Boban can't play because he's not fast enough, and Zubac and those guys are going to outrun them. Listen, I don't care about those guys outrun. They can't stop me on the other end. Boban actually knows how to run down, and he immediately turns around and kills his man. You can throw it to him, and he can score.
He turns around and scores.
Yeah. I don't understand why you wouldn't. If nothing else has worked, you might as well. You might as well. Yeah. But, I mean, only time will tell. We'll see how they do it, man. But they say Boban's supposed to play tonight. But I'm expecting the Mavericks, like we always say, man, it's not about Luka. Luka and Kawhi are going to cancel each other out. Paul George and KP hopefully cancel each other out. It's the other guys. I got to get Jalen Brunson going. I got to get THJ going. I got to have Finney Smith knock down shots. And I'll say this, too, real quick to the guys out there, and I'm sure everybody can agree with this. James, it's up here, man. The Mavericks cannot get into this. They cannot get into this type of conversation with the Clippers. That's what the
Clippers are going to do. Yeah. They're going to be in their head. They're going to frustrate them. They're going to try to bully y'all tonight. They're going to try to come at your neck. Y'all need to match that intensity and don't be soft and back down, because if y'all do, I'm going to be mad as hell. So,
yeah, man, you're going to disgrace the whole city, man, doing that type of thing.
Yeah, you're going to for real disrespect the city, and don't disrespect the city. But, hey, man, great time again. Once again, I'm so glad we were able to do it once again. Let everybody know where you be banging it out. Best for Business, man. Go check them out, but let everybody know the plug before you get up off here, big dog.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, guys. If you want to follow me, man, check me out. I'm on Twitter, on Instagram. It's the same handle, at RadioGuyRay, man. Check me out over there. I try to bring some good content. I'm going to be very busy on Twitter tonight during this Mavericks game, man. I'm going to try.
He could be going off, too. He be going off. Go watch the shows. He go nutty.
Yeah, so as soon as the game is over, man, go hop on Facebook and Twitter.
You'll know if we won or not. Just listen to Billy.
Yeah, because I'm going to bring it tonight, man, so it'll be there. Also, Best for Business, man, Tuesday and Thursday night. We didn't get a chance to go on last night. We'll be in the studio tomorrow night. Check us out on Instagram, best.for.businessdfw. On Twitter, I believe it is businessdfw. Again, Billy Allen on Facebook, man. Send me a friend request, whatever, man. We can talk this Cowboys Mavericks thing all the time, man. Big Game James, I love the show, man. Love doing it with you whenever we can do it, man. It's a good look, man. Let's see what the Cowboys are going to do, and let's go Mavs. I need a win tonight. I need that.
Yes, we need that win. Let's go Mavs, and let's jump right back in the fray, and let's get to this second round, man, because we're going to need it, because we can do this.
Yes,
but, man, I really appreciate you. Please go support my guy over at Best for Business. They got the show banging. They got it every week on Facebook. All good content. My guys really go in. They just had Quincy Carter on there at the show not too long ago, man, and they bring it. So, shout out to Quincy, man. So, please go support, and we'll be talking to you soon, big dog.
All right, my man.
Peace. All right, man. So I'm about to get up off here because I'm about to eat some food, man. And yes, I'm definitely going to be back in the motherland, back in Texas soon. Just came back there, saw my dog, the Ninja. He's in the building. We went there in April, kicked it with my family, kicked it with my dog, the Ninja. Had a great time. Saw my peoples, my family, the Law Nation, OC, Boss Cowboys. Had a great time. DDP. Had a great time, so we'll definitely be getting back there. So I'm just waiting this week. Was basically listening to the Cowboys media because the Cowboys are having joint practices with the Rams this year, so that's going to be exciting. I'm just trying to figure out the dates because they're just trying to seal everything down for training camp as far as the fans, because everything's going to be pretty much open in June as far as around the globe. Pretty much all the stadiums are going to be at full capacity. You already see the NBA games already have pretty much fans there. So I don't see why there would not be fans at training camp. So I'm just trying to get these dates because I really want to go to the scrimmages, inter squad scrimmages between the Rams and the Cowboys. So once I get those dates, when they're going to be playing each other, when they're going to be scrimming each other, we'll get that locked down, and then I'll be out there for that week in California. We'll be out there, me and Boothang will be out there in California for that. We're still getting everything ready to try to get to this Honolulu, and then once again, I already talked to a few people of mine. If you're interested in game tickets, I got those. I got my guy who has the game tickets through the Cowboys Experience. I got all the prices for one. Obviously, if you have more than one person, it's going to be cheaper for you. Great seats at the Los Colinas in the Westin in Los Colinas. Really good hotel. It used to be in, I can't remember, was it the Radisson or Ramada? One of those, I can't remember. But this one in the Westin is really nice. Like I said, I got tickets for you. All the home games. I think the highest game would be the Thanksgiving game, but I got games. I already talked to my dog, the Ninja. He's possibly going. I got a couple other people in the loop getting ready to get some tickets for some games. So if you're really trying to go to some games, man, holler at me. I really need you to get in my you can hit me up on my Twitter on my that's at Big Game James. Just type it in. You can DM me, or you can get on my Big Game James page on my Facebook and just message me and just say, hey, I'm interested. That's how people have gotten a hold of me already. My members, they have my email. That's how we're going to do it. So if you're a member, just email me. But like I said, I have all the prices. If you're a member, go back and watch the last video. I broke down all the prices. But if you're really trying to go to a game, I can get you there, and I can get you a really good price at a really, real good deal. Everything included as far as transportation back and forth. Couple nights at hotel, really good breakfast in the morning, every morning, transportation back and forth. You can go to they got the big cookout, so tailgate party, all that good stuff. So holla at your boy, man, if you're really trying to get there. You know what I mean? So we shall see. Yeah, I'm about to 024 here in a minute too, but really great to talk to everybody again, man. Really excited. Let's see. Before I get off here, make sure Friday, if you guys aren't doing anything, Friday evening, I got a show I'm doing with my guy, the Philly podcast, Joe Castro. He's a Philadelphia Eagle guy, man. You need to go check out his page, man. Great interviews, man. This dude has got like all the interviews from all these Philadelphia players, man. Like he does his thing. Shout out to Philly. But me and him are going to do a dual podcast this Friday evening, about 9 p.m. EST. And, we're basically, we ain't going to be coming at each other's neck crazy, but, we're going to talk about the offseason, the draft, with the Cowboys draft, the Philadelphia Eagles draft, their outlook, Cowboys outlook, when we're going to be playing this year, matchups, all that good stuff. So we're going to have a really good time this Friday evening with my guy, the Philly, Mr. Joe Castro. Podcast. We're going to be doing a dual one, Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles. We're just talking about our head-to-head matchups and what the season is going to look like for both teams. And I think you'll really like that. He's a really good guy. And, man, he's been having some really good interviews, really good player interviews on his podcast. So really excited about that. Of course, you know how we doing it again. Saturday with my dog, Boss Cowboys. And also we will be kind of doing a joint venture, me, Boss Cowboys, the OC, and Law Nation. I think we're just ironing out the day of the week that we're all going to do that, where everybody's coordinated. And that's going to be, I think that is going to be the final word. So right now we were prepping it. Of course, me and Boss, we're doing our thing. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring the OC in, Law Nation, and we're going to do this 4-man squad and hit it off during the week. We just have to iron out the day of the week where everybody can be coordinated. But I'm really excited about that. I really like working with the OC. Boss Cowboys does this thing. That's my dog. But the OC is really good. Played the game, offensive tackle, really just good in high speaks. And I just like being, listen to him. Of course, my dog, Law Nation. You know what he does, man. That's Law Nation. You know what he brings to the table. So we've been trying to put this thing in works for a while. But now we finally got it rolling. It's a good time because the season's coming. So Expect that. And then, of course, we're doing burgers and blitzes. We're doing a Sunday right now, but we probably might go back in the season during the week. We'll just figure that out. But me and my dog, Mike White, burgers and blitzes this weekend as well. So we're just getting ready. Tomorrow training mini camp, they actually will be able to film. So you're going to see a lot of updates tomorrow from Cowboys mini camp. So be looking for Cowboys updates on my channel. I'll push it out on YouTube. I'll push it out on Twitter. I'll push it out on my Big Game James page. I try to push out the latest Cowboys news. So please go to my page, support that. Continue to subscribe. The subscriptions have been going absolutely nutty. I have nothing but good graces. Thank you guys. I feel humbled for all the subscriptions. They've been going really nutty. This past 28 days been crazy. So really shout out to you guys. Really appreciate you guys. Continue to support, become members. I got another video dropping. I told you I'm doing a series called Step Up or Step Off. And we're going to start with some players. I'm going to get these videos together now. I'm going to shoot them out with a Cowboys player. I already got one player that I already decided to start with. So I'm going to get that video out. I may drop it tomorrow. We'll see. But the grind is about to be fierce again. Cowboys season is ready in that hand. So if you continue to support Big Game James, that'd be great. I really appreciate all the time you guys have been putting into me and my channel. So thank you. Yes, I do need to get that merch. I apologize. It's just I got a lot of things going on right now. I do apologize. I said I was going to get that Goon Squad merch, and I am. It's just I'm only one person, and I got juggling like 20 different things at one time, man. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard doing these social platforms, working, family life. It's crazy. So I definitely will be getting on that. I apologize if I haven't. Just give me time. Rome wasn't built in a day, but I am doing the grind. So we'll be seeing you soon, man. And really appreciate you guys jumping on, and love you guys for life. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're definitely gonna hook up Law, me and myself. We'll see how we're gonna do these watch parties this year. It may be all of us. We'll see how we figure that out. But just main thing is just stay tuned, stay supporting, and that's the biggest thing. All right. So I'll talk to you guys later. I really appreciate you guys jumping in. Had a great time with you guys once again. Good to talk to everybody. Good to see everybody. And you guys have a great night. And tell somebody you love them. All right. Big Game James. I'm out. Peace. You can ride out to this little bit of music. I'm out. Peace.